Haunted footsteps, the creaking floorboards of the damned. The old Dunsmore Manor stood at the edge of Raven Hill, abandoned for nearly a century. Its windows were shattered, its walls weathered and cracked, and the townspeople whispered of the horrors that had occurred there. They spoke of the tragic family that had once lived inside and how they had vanished one stormy night, leaving behind only bloodstains and unanswered questions. Emma Winters had heard the stories her entire life. As a paranormal investigator, she had spent years chasing ghosts, debunking myths, and documenting unexplained phenomena. But Dunsmore Manor was different. No one had ever dared spend the night there. The locals claimed that if you heard footsteps on the creaking floorboards, it meant the damned souls of the manor had found you. Determined to uncover the truth, Emma entered the manor just before nightfall. The air was thick with dust and decay, and the floorboards groaned beneath her feet as she stepped into the grand foyer. Shadows stretched across the walls, and cobwebs hung like curtains from the cracked ceiling. She set up her camera and voice recorder, determined to document every sound and movement. Hours passed with nothing but the howling wind outside. Midnight came, and the manor remained still. Emma began to think the legends were nothing more than town folklore. Then it started. A single creak. Emma froze. The sound had come from the second floor, directly above her. She stared at the grand staircase, its banister warped and splintered with age. Slowly, the footsteps began again, deliberate, slow, and heavy. The floorboards above groaned with each step. "Is someone there?" Emma called out, her voice steady but her heart racing. The footsteps stopped. The air grew icy, her breath visible in the dim light of her flashlight. Despite every rational instinct telling her to leave, Emma climbed the staircase. Each step she took echoed unnaturally through the house, as if mocking her. At the top of the stairs, she found the long hallway, its walls cracked and lined with old family portraits. The faces were blurred with age, their eyes darkened and hollow. The footsteps resumed, this time behind her. Emma spun around, but no one was there. The shadows, however, seemed darker, thicker. She continued down the hallway, stopping at a door at the end. It was slightly ajar, revealing a dark, empty room. Inside, there was nothing but a single rocking chair. It faced the window, creaking gently back and forth as if someone had just risen from it. Emma approached cautiously, her flashlight shaking in her hand. "Who's here?" The chair stopped. A sudden rush of wind slammed the door shut behind her. Emma's flashlight flickered, then died, plunging the room into darkness. She fumbled for her phone, but before she could turn on the light, the footsteps started again. This time, they were right in front of her. Emma's breath hitched. She felt a presence, cold and suffocating. The shadows shifted, and slowly, a figure materialized. It was a man, or what was left of him. His face was pale and sunken, his eyes black pits. Blood dripped from the gaping wound across his chest, staining the floor beneath him. His lips twisted into a grotesque smile. "You came for the truth," the figure whispered. "Now, you'll join us." The floorboards beneath Emma's feet cracked violently, and she plunged through the wood, landing in the dark basement below. The last thing she saw was the man's face, peering down at her, his footsteps echoing as he walked away. When the townspeople searched the manor the next day, there was no sign of Emma, only her camera, lying broken on the floor, and the faint sound of footsteps on the creaking boards above. If you liked it, please leave a like and or subscribe. Thank you.